get this recorded. The only real announcement I have today is that be sure if you are considering going to Las Vegas, and I hope to see, and I appreciate you guys, Samantha and Meredith have started this. We have a very beautiful, attractive looking group. I want to see all your faces there. I want to see everybody face to face, get some hugs, talk to you, meet you eye to eye. So today is the last day, I believe. Tomorrow, maybe tomorrow's the last day to get it at 149. It goes up to 199 after that. Okay. So if you're at all considering joining us in Las Vegas, good morning, Dawn. Be sure to get your tickets before that changes. Okay. So I asked a young man by the name of Robert Hollis if he would consider joining us for a few minutes this morning with our team and maybe answer some questions, give us some words of wisdom from somebody who's created 53 millionaires in his lifetime. How would you guys like to be, like number 54, 55, 56, 57, right? Okay.
Yes.
Here's a guy that can do that for us. So he is going to join us here in a little bit. I'm going to mute everybody right now, just so when he comes on, we're not barraging him. But so I'm going to I don't know how long he's going to have with us. I'm going to open it up to him when he gets here and introduce him to those of you who have never seen him or met him before, and just let him do what he wants to do. Give out some huge nuggets to us, answer questions if he chooses to, and so forth. And then when he's done, I'll go into some training. There's a couple of questions I want to go through. I'm not going to go through a whole back office thing today, but there are some things I want to answer. I talked to David earlier today. There's some questions on the binary qualifications and how people get paid and so forth that I want to go through, just to kind of make sure everybody feels a little comfortable and understands exactly how powerful our comp plan really is. So now's the time before Robert gets on. Send messages out to all of your people. Make sure I am recording this, and it will go up, but you never know. Technology, something may happen to the recording. I don't know. So we want to get as many people on here to support him and just show how appreciative we are. So there are not as many messages. It looks like I just saw his face pop in and out. Oh, there he is. All right. So with that said, I see that smiling face here on the team with us. I will have to, without give him as much time as he feels comfortable taking with us this morning, Robert Hollis. I've just come to know, I've known about him. He through Ray Higdon for many years now, and I've just come to know him as a person and a friend and an amazing servant leader, someone that I can't thank God enough for bringing into our lives, bringing into my life, and bringing us in a situation where we can work together as a team and help other people. Here's a gentleman that has had an amazing, successful career in network marketing, retired, giving what he has and sharing that with the network marketing profession, but saw what My Daily Choice had, couldn't resist, and came out of retirement. And I am so thankful that he did. I'm thankful that he brought Aaron Parker on, and Aaron Parker came to me and showed this to me, and we are growing like hotcakes because of this leadership. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, Robert, it is your stage. Please give us what you can. I'm going to mute myself here, and you have the stage.
Well, thank you very much, Ron, and hello, everyone. If I haven't met you personally yet, please do me a huge favor and send me a personal message on Facebook and just say, hey, delete someone and add me. And so it's facebook.com/giving it forward instead of paying it forward, and it's all one word. So Ron, thank you so much for those nice, kind words. And I was just telling Terry the other day that I'm looking forward, Ron and I have, where I want to interview him and help him promote for him and his team. And I really want to take the time to get to know Ron. Some of you already know him, and that's why you're here. But I'm really looking forward to building a a very strong relationship with Ron because I just know we both have the same heart and caring for others. And one of the things that I'd like to share with every one of you is, you know, just a simple part of what it takes first to become successful. And that simply is believe. If there's something in you that you are going, you know, for the love of God, if Ron can do this, why can't I? Now, but you should be saying the same thing about me. And so the one thing that people really, really have difficulties with is if they don't believe in what they're doing. You know, sometimes I tell people when they're in marketing, whether it's affiliate marketing, network marketing, a home-based business, most people treat it like a secret agent. You know what I mean? If someone approached you, or let's say that you invited me to your family reunion or any kind of little get together at your house, and I walked up to people and said, so how are you and Linda doing in the new business? And they're like, what new business? And it's like, so you got to ask yourself, if no one that knows you actually are in a position where they know what you're doing, you need to ask yourself the question, why? What's holding you back? And it doesn't make a difference, ladies and gentlemen, what's holding you back. Figure out what that limiting belief is and crush it. Find somebody that can help you with that limiting belief and break it. Because I know that every one of you difficulties, this is what you're going to have difficulties with. Can everyone hear me okay? Because I wanted to make sure that I seen someone muted. So, but here's the thing. If you look at other people and when they get in, bam, they go straight to the top. They go to 5K, 10K. Is there a part of you that's like me 30 years ago that's like, what the hell? And what we do in our mind is like, what are they doing? You know, I know that Ron is hiding the secrets from me. I know Aaron's not telling me exactly what he's doing. You see, we immediately look for anything outside of ourselves that we believe is the solution. See, we're looking for the secret sauce. We're looking for what exactly is the script and what do you say? And we're also looking for the sequence. What's the magic video? And when you ask, here's what's irritating. When you ask somebody that does change that limiting belief and they go, you know what? If she's doing it, I can do it. If they're doing it, I can do it. I know that I'm going to be successful at this. Then when you go to someone that is getting success, what do they say to you? The same irritating stuff. So then you look at Ron and you go, Ron, how'd you hit 10K? Oh, I just talked to everyone that was a follower, a friend. I send messages all over. Well, he did it with faith. Did you guys catch that? He did it 100% with faith. So we all know whether you're religious or not, or it doesn't make a difference what your belief in. We all know that the reason that they say faith the size of a mustard seed is because it's the smallest seed created. And why do they say that? Because with that little bit of faith, you have no doubt. Did you guys catch that? So faith and doubt don't live in the same thing. So when you find yourself, well, my friends and family wouldn't do this. And, you know, I got a lot of people that don't think great about CBD because they think it's part of the cannabis plant. And I have some people that hate network marketing. And I would never, ever, you know, contact and prejudge this person, you know, because they're doing successful. And I've already talked to other people about other programs I've been in. You see what I mean? It's like, we immediately go through these little voices in our head. I call them Dino. And if you guys haven't heard Dino, you know, in the Flintstone, it's rah, 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 rah. And it's like, it never stops. The voice never, ever, ever, ever stops. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? And it's like, you shouldn't call that person. And what if that person told you no? And oh my Lord, if I ever posted what my new program is on my Facebook wall, then what would everyone think? Rah, 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 rah. It's like, and then I approach them about this company and this company and this company. So then they're going to think I'm a company jumper. Rah, 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 rah. See, and it's like, what we do is we stop ourselves from being successful, because when we do reach out to people, we don't believe we're doing it correctly. Do you guys believe in any way, shape, or form that in the intent that we do things gets us results? I'll give you an example. All of us, I don't know if you've seen this, I've been to a lot of personal development seminars, and this guy actually created a stage, and underneath it was a balance beam. And he created the stage to hit up against both sides of a balance beam. So what it appeared for everyone that would come up on stage, it appeared like he took a 2x4 and just laid it on the stage. And he said, everyone come up here. And they said, now walk on this 2x4. And everyone that came up, not some of them, all of them, walked across this 2x4. Little bit of balance, you know, and every one of them went by it. Then he said, okay, let's take a break. And everyone took a break, and he pulled half of the stage away, and you could see it was a balance beam. And he goes, okay, now everyone that walked it before, come on stage. And more than 90% of them said, I ain't doing it. What do you mean you're not doing it? You already did it. Let's show the video. And he videotaped it. And there, you know, Karen walks by, and Meredith walks by, and Carlos walks by, and Ron walks by, and Linda. You know, it's like everyone's walking on this thing. And it's like, listen, Karen, you just walked on that 2x4 and never missed your balance. Yeah, but now I can see if I fall, I'm going to hurt myself. Did you guys see that? And it's like, it's just amazing how strong the mind is, and every one of us knows what it is, right? So how can you get past that until your limiting beliefs actually kick in? You use a system. So see, I might not be good, but 30 years ago, when I was a broke auto mechanic with no money, you know, getting evicted out of my apartment, having the repo man chase me around in my car, you know, I didn't know and believe in myself. I didn't have any faith in my abilities to do something I've never done before. Did you guys catch that? But my mentor made 62 grand a month. I seen his checks attached to the stub. And so he said, Robert, can't you just tell people, hey, listen, I'm working directly with Carlos Martinez. I'm working directly with Ron Deering. These people know what they're doing. And you got to jump in and follow a proven path directly to the top. Now, you could, and I don't know if you guys have heard this phrase, but the definition of an expert is someone they don't know. Why do we always listen to people that we don't know, but we won't listen to people that we do know? Did you guys ever catch that? And it's a spiritual thing that I'd love to leave you guys with, because whether, again, you're religious or not, or spiritual, has nothing to do with this story. But we all know that, you know, until they change the calendar for Ron and I, you know, so there's not going to be before Robert and after Robert. So let's just say that there was this guy, Jesus, that walked here, right? He only needed 12 people. 12 people that 1,000% believed in the journey. Now, don't you think it's funny? It never talks about in the stories how many people he went through. I find that interesting. Why? Because you don't measure stuff that don't matter. I can always tell when people don't believe and they go, well, how many hours do you do this? And how many people do you talk to? It's like, are you kidding me? See, you're measuring stuff that doesn't matter. What do you say? How do you say it? What's the script? What's the first, second, third video? See, that's all thinking. That's all Dino. But if you believed, you would just talk to everybody all the time, all day, every day, and you wouldn't care because you know that you would find your 12. See, if I knew that I could help 6 people on my left side, 6 people on my right side, never work for another human being for the rest of their lives. And let's just say that that income's $5,000 a month. All it is $5,000 a month. Then at 15%, how much volume is that? Like 40,000 or 35,000 in volume? So if I had 6 on my left and 6 on my right that were all qualifying every single month at $5K and making, that kind of money, then guess what? My income is $250K. And all I did was search for the 12. So I don't care how many people I got to go through and how fast, because guess what? It's sorting. So I don't know if you guys have heard the phrase, professionals sort, amateurs sell. And I'm looking for the right people at the right time. And here's something else that I did. Constantly, I'm praying and searching for people better than me. All day, I've never met Ron. I've never met Carlos. But guess what? They were already in my prayers before I started this business for my wife. Did you guys catch that? It's like, I'm going to find motivated people that have money, that have a center of influence, that understand and love marketing. See, I'm not looking to find people that have never made any money, don't have a center of influence, and if they don't make money in the next 2 weeks, they're getting kicked out of their apartment. See, I'm not focused on those people. Will I help those people? Yeah, I do every day. But if I'm building a business, I need to find more Rons. I need to find more Carloses. Can I get an amen? So how many of you right now wouldn't mind a Ron on your left side and a Carlos on your right side? Would you be doing okay? See, you guys everyone would be looking at you and going, Meredith, oh my God, how did you do this? How did you do this? You're a miracle woman. You're like, no, I just promoted the system. And when Ron seen it, he went, are you kidding me? When Carlos seen it, I've been looking for this my whole life. And then they go out and go to work. And then I get praise and recognition. Wow, that's a bummer. More important, I get paid. So let me share the last parable that I was sharing with you. So, at the end of Jesus being on this planet, he very simply told people, an expert is not welcome in his own hometown. You need to take somebody else. So 30 years getting all this documentation. When I go back to Williston, North Dakota, I'm still Bobby the auto mechanic. Do you guys understand that? I still go back to my home city, and people are like, Robert, remember when you used to smash beer cans on your head? And I was going, I don't do that anymore. Nah, come on, it's funny. I don't do that anymore. See what I mean? And it's like they remember Bobby, not the successful person. So how many friends and family do you think I got involved after 30 years of making over $54 million? And see, everybody was like, well, I talked to my friends and family, they didn't do it. Hurry up and get that out of the way so you can focus on finding the right people. Because some of you think that once you make money and change your zip code and change your area code and change your license plates on your new vehicle, that everything's going to change. It will not. It will not. Now, I pray that some of them will get in. But when they said, listen, Paul, when you go to Paul Town, just say, listen, you guys know who I am. That's why you need to talk to Peter. You see that? No, Paul, tell us what it is. Not going to. Why? because I'm not making the money I'm supposed to be making. You need to talk to Peter. Yeah, but what kind of company is it? I'll tell you what, Peter put a video together. You got to watch it. Let me plug you into the group, let you check that out. But you can tell me what the product is. I'm not going to ruin the system. Because as soon as you become an expert in your home city, you will get pummeled. It's question after question after question after. How many people notice this? You answer one question, it's like, what do you market? CBD. Oh, isn't that illegal? No, because of the Hemp Act and the Farm Act, it's not illegal. Yeah, but it is in my city. They said they'll arrest you for it. It's not part of that plant. Yeah, but what's the side effects? For the love of God. But I found some cheaper on Amazon. Isn't other companies marketing this? It's like, yeah. Well, I could buy it cheap off Amazon. See, all of a sudden, you are just hammered. But why is it when I say, hey, listen, you know, I just want you to know that you need to talk to Ron Deering. I'm working directly with Ron. Ron is amazing. The guy jumped in the company and not only hit 10K in record time, but he also has helped other people below him already hit 5K. Don't you want to learn from Ron? I have done nothing yet. I have done nothing to be proud of. You need to talk to Ron. Now, when they talk to Ron, why is it that they don't ask him any of those questions? See, they don't even ask Ron how much money he's making. What the heck? Why didn't you ask him? Because as soon as we get in, well, you know, how long have you been in? You made any money yet? How big's your group? Did you get your investment back? How much did it cost? And I go, listen, I'm not making any money yet. I'm going to, because I'm learning directly from Ron and Carlos. Let me hook you up with Ron. All right. So I edify and promote Ron. Ron gets in there, or people add people to the group. They see the social proof. And now all of a sudden they go, you know what? This looks like a good idea. Are you kidding me right now? But it's the way it is. And this edify and promotion is the biggest key, ladies and gentlemen, that has changed my whole career. Because once I could edify and promote Bill, my mentor, then everything magically happened. I act like, hey, listen, that's a good question. I don't know. All I know is Bill makes 62 grand. That's a great question. I don't know. All I know is, you know, Terry's made 59,000 in 4 months. You know what I mean? I don't know, you know, and it's just, you just constantly do that. Now watch this. If you guys know the parable in the story, then Peter said, after Paul promoted Peter, Peter says, I'm nothing. You should go listen to Jesus. He's at the temple. And what did Jesus say? I'm nothing. It's my Father. So a lot of people will spend too much time trying to get all the facts and figures. And listen closely. You guys don't know the facts and figures to anything. What one of you are willing to admit that you know 100% about something? I don't. So there's this limiting belief that we have in our mind. Well, wait, as soon as I know the answers, as soon as I understand the comp plan, as soon as I know that our product's better than other products, and as soon as I know this, and as soon as I know this, so I need to know all the answers before I reach out to somebody. And if you just use the system that was created before us of humbling yourself and promoting and edifying somebody else, when the people get to them, they go, oh, it's obvious. What? It's like, so my goal, how I made $1 million before the age of 30, was doing nothing but edifying and promoting people that knew, and edifying and putting them in front of them. Every time they ask me a question about everything, is go, listen, how many of you would like, and before I go, how many of you have been involved in other companies? Raise your hand. Okay. How would you like me to end here by sharing with you something that you can say to anybody? Okay, watch this. Karen, can I use you as an example? Okay, now watch this. I call up Karen, and some of you, I'm glad this is recording, some of you will have difficulty humbling yourself. I like making money and having freedom. So I have no problem. So I call up Karen and I say, hi, Karen, this is Robert. You got a minute?
Yes.
Listen, Karen, I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Why?
Well, I have a tendency of getting super, super excited because I want the best for me and my family. And I find these businesses and I get overexcited and I, talk too much and I don't take the time to go through the training videos and I didn't follow a good instructions. And so in the past, I've shared some things to you and I did it wrong and I'm just sorry.
Oh, okay.
So this time I'm going to do it right. I hope that you understand. I always want more for my children. I always want more for my spouse. I found a gentleman named Ron Deering, and I'm working directly with this guy, and I'm humbling myself, and I'm going to learn from people that are successful.
Can I learn too?
Yeah, you can. You want to meet him?
Yes.
Did you guys catch that? And everyone that I reached out to that I put in a number of companies, now they laugh at me because I call up and I go, Karen, can you do me a huge favor? Send me the video. Because I tell Karen the last thing before I put her on the phone or a Zoom with Ron or Carlos, I'm just going to say, Karen, listen, before I introduce you to Ron, he's an incredible guy. And he really has helped a lot of people become successful. Before I do, I want you to know something. If this is not the right timing for you, I totally understand. And if it's not the right timing for you, I know when you get done watching this video or listening to Ron, I know you're going to think of some people that we can help. So I want you to do a favor for me. Once you're done, if you think of some people and this is not for you, just share them with me. Is that fair? Because all I'm going to do is introduce them to Ron. So did that help you guys?
Yes.
So Ron, back to you. Thank you very much, you guys, I'm so blessed to have you on the team. So blessed.
Thank you so much, Robert. That was just awesome. So awesome.
Thank you.
Robert, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Everybody, man, this was amazing. Please drop some love in the comments. Robert, these were nuggets that were unbelievable. They're just, even people watching the recording are not going to get what they got out of this that you've done for us live here. And I can't thank you enough. That was amazing.
Well, Ron, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm here to help each and every one of you. Never forget that God's not a discerner of persons.
Amen.
He does not bless Carlos and Ron and Robert and Aaron and not you.
That's right. Thank you.
Amen.
See, he will bless you exactly the same way as he blessed us, but you got to trust his system.
Amen.
Does that make sense? If you're trusting you, you might be in the same place you are now 6 months from now if you keep trusting you. So if you trust somebody else, it's amazing. So Ron, thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful and blessed day, and never forget, if no one's ever giving you permission to succeed in life, let Ron and Carlos and I be the first. Take care and God bless.
Thank you, Robert.
Thanks so much, Robert. So awesome.
You bet. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Was that amazing, team, or what?
Wow.
That was off the chain.
Oh man, that was awesome. Awesome.
If you could see my arms right now, the hair is standing up. I've got chills. That was amazing.
We got to
Did-
change this call to a not orientation, but you got to change the heading to something like
Yeah,
powerful.
the amazing call.
Education.
Yeah, there you go, Don. Education.
Education.
I mean, those were nuggets that, and I'm just so humbled to be in a position, and I have to say it. God brought this all together, obviously, and I've known of Robert for many, many years because of my good friend Ray Higdon, and the thought of him being so close to our upline and us being a part of this team, it just never crossed my mind, and I'm humbled, and for him to take time out of his Saturday to join our team, and this was something that people would pay thousands of dollars to get. You'd go to some seminar on a weekend, pay, and hear the guest speaker, Robert Hollis, and walk away, your life changed. So don't take this for granted. Watch this recording many, many times. I'll get it up as soon as I can, but we're not done yet, okay? Let me just check my time here. Okay, we still got time. Make sure that your team sees this. Make sure that anybody and everybody that you can get to watch this, at least this first portion of this, is on and watches it, because you're just not going to get those kind of nuggets anywhere else. It's just, I don't know what else to say. All right. I need to kind of catch my breath here. That was, I think I got another gray hair. A couple of questions I want to answer real quick today, and David and I were chatting this morning, and I know a lot of people may have the same questions. Okay, so I want to talk again about kind of the binary and a little bit how we get paid. I don't want to go into the whole compensation plan, because if you took away any of the nuggets that Robert just talked about, how much did he tell you, and think back about what was said, how many times did he say, the first thing you need to do is know everything? Did anybody hear him say that? Okay.
No, not at all. No.
Exactly right, David. Not at all. You go out and you take action and you work. Okay. But that said, I want people to be comfortable, because we are going to get asked those questions. We are going to get asked, well, how do I, what's this spillover stuff, and how does that affect me? And I thought there were going to be people put under me that I was going to get paid on, and so forth. And these are all valid questions. Especially if we haven't been involved with a binary network marketing business before. So I want to just kind of touch base on this again, just to make sure. Okay. First, let's talk about getting paid. Okay. If you got paid this last Thursday, just raise your hand. I want to see, how many people got paid, just out of curiosity. So a number of people, and I'm sure there are people that aren't, like Samantha and other people, David and Carlos, that aren't showing. There goes Samantha's hand up. So Meredith's hand's up. Here's the key. Getting paid in your back office. When you go into your back office on Thursdays, and it's a different time. I don't know when it pops up. I'm working so much during the days that every once in a while I'll call up my dashboard and I'll see on Thursdays, oh wait, you got paid, kind of a thing. But once that shows up, that's letting you know that there are earnings in your pot, if you will, that need to be distributed. If you're in the U.S., if you're in the U.S. and you have not gone into your settings area and set up either your direct deposit, Bitcoin, or Payoneer, it's not going to know where to go. Maybe you've said, I want it all to go into my check wallet and my credit wallet. Okay. But if you haven't set up something for that money to go somewhere, it's not going to know where to go. It's just going to sit out there in limbo. So you need to go into settings and go down to where it talks about the getting paid, and hit the change link on the right-hand side and say, okay, if you're in the United States, I certainly would recommend direct deposit. It's really nice waking up Friday morning with that money already deposited into your account. If you're not, and you don't do Bitcoin, your other option is Payoneer. Go through the setup. It steps you through it and go through that setup, okay? Now, Here's the question I get asked most of the time. People are looking at their dashboard and it says, I've got X amount of paid affiliates on my right leg or my left leg. How come I'm not seeing a check from them? All right. You get paid the weekly checks on those people that you personally bring in. In other words, people that have come through your opt-in page as a pre-enrollee and then upgraded, or people that have gone through maybe your HempWorks site and decided to purchase products and become a rep at the same time, or they became a preferred customer. But people that are personally tied to you. If you're below me and I bring in somebody, okay, that upgrades and they fall down your right leg or your left leg, whichever it is, I get the fast start bonus because I'm the one that personally brought them in. It makes sense, right? Okay. But that volume still counts for you when you get binary qualified on your monthly pays, okay, your monthly checks. So how do I get binary qualified? And that's the question. And understand, all of our weekly paychecks are a week behind. Obviously, you got to earn it the first week so they know what to pay you on the second week. Still not a bad deal. If you're taking action, you're working every week, you should get a paycheck every single week, okay? Depending on how much work you do. The monthlies get paid, and this is what I love about this company. Typically, in most network marketing companies, for you to get paid for the month that you worked before, so for me to get paid on June's, I would not get the paycheck until the earliest, maybe the 15th of July. We get paid for June the first week in July with that paycheck. So, and on the first Thursday of the month, whatever we did for the following week, which would have been in June, and the month of June is all lumped into that check. We don't have to wait till the middle of the month or the end of the month to get that, okay? So your qualification for binary is a month behind. So even the way it shows up in your back office, there's a thing up in the right-hand corner of your dashboard, left-hand corner of your dashboard. It says personal qualified, I think, and binary qualified, and so forth. So to get binary qualified, you have to have at least one person or a combination of people personally sponsored on your left and right that add up to 90 business volume. Now, originally when we got in, we thought it was one person. We had that one person had to do the full 90 BV, and that's not the case. You could have 3 people on each side that add up to 90 BV. That's why I tell you in the beginning, get 2 on each leg, personally sponsored, so that you know, and get more. You want to get as many as you can, right? But get at least 2 started before you start looking at which is your heavy leg and which is your light leg, okay? 90 on each side, personally sponsored. You have to have at least 40. We certainly recommend that you have 90 to maximize the binary plan, but you have to have at least 40 to be binary qualified, 90 BV of personals on each side, and then 300 BV total in your organization on your lesser leg, okay? So that's where that fall down volume starts, that spillover volume starts helping you out, okay? So what you will get paid on your lesser leg. So if you've got a leg, and the example they give in the compensation plan video is if you've got 10,000 on one leg business volume and 15,000 on the other, and you're binary qualified, which at that point you probably should be, you'll get paid on the 10,000. And if you're an executive, you would get a check that month for $1,500. You get paid 15% on that lesser leg, okay? What happens is that $10,000 zeroes out on both sides. So if your right leg was at 10,000, it would next month it would start as 0, but it's a non-flushing binary, meaning it doesn't flush out the left side. If the left side is 15,000, you've already been paid on 10,000, so it'll leave that 5,000, and that carries forward to the next month. So you're always going to get paid on the lesser leg, but then whatever's remaining on the greater leg will carry over to the next month and give you a head start on that month. Okay? Now it sounds complex and everything. It really isn't. And here's the bottom line. Make sure you have it set up so that that paycheck every week and every month gets sent to you, whether through Payoneer, Bitcoin, or direct deposit. Then go out and work. Then go out and get to work and enjoy the checks when they come in. Okay? I can guarantee you that if you find yourself looking at exactly how it works and everything, and it gets too complex, it's just like Robert said, you're going to get sidetracked on the things that don't matter instead of focused on the things that do matter. Okay? I hope that's helped clear things up a little bit. Go through the compensation PDF that you can find under resources in your back office and check it out and make sure that you have gone through it and everything. But please don't get paralysis of analysis and stop doing anything and get caught up on that. That's exactly what those nuggets were still my head spinning from that stuff. I think I'm going to watch this like 10 times. So I hope that's answered your question. Who has some other questions that they want answered this week?
Just one other question, Ron, with regards to because obviously the system automatically goes left, right, I'm assuming. How do you actually change it so that you're actually building it on, say, on the left side or the right side?
Okay, and David, that's a great question, and it's really straightforward. If you go to your dashboard and you scroll down, you'll see in the middle column as you go down at the bottom, it'll say placement tool. And you click on that placement tool link, it'll take you to a page, and it'll probably say automatic or back alternate legs, and then left and right, or right and left, whichever order. You just check which one you want. In your case, you would click on left leg and then hit save. And then from that point on, every time someone and this doesn't affect anybody that spills over. They're still going to go in the same leg. You don't have any control over that. It only affects the people that you personally bring in through your opt-in page. You don't have control over the people that are spillover. The people that bring them in have that control. You only have control over the people that go through your opt-in pages to pre-enroll, or your customers that become preferred customers, or people that just purchase and don't become pre-enrollees at all. People that go through your personal websites, you have that placement tool affects. It does not affect where they go from me. In other words, you can't choose that when I bring people in, they're going to fall down your left and I'm going to start helping on the left side, okay? You only do that. You can only do it for yours, all right?
Which is just fair and right anyway, because they're your personals, they're not somebody else's.
Absolutely. That's exactly true. Any other questions? Comments? Successes? And I want to say this real quick, and I know I do this, but if you didn't, I think it was last week that Samantha gave us that, and in our house we call it getting dusty. That way, as a man, I don't cry, but that amazing success story with her coworker and so forth, that was just amazing. Well, this past week, Deborah had an amazing story with her aunt, and she put that up there. So please go out there and comment on it, because that just gets more people looking at it and so forth. But she also relayed this morning that after years of this poor woman having pain, and and if you've had chronic pain and been in pain for any length of time, you know how debilitating that is. She got up this morning, not one pain pill, CBD oil only, and she is feeling like a new person. She's walking better. She's out of pain. It's just amazing. So if you're not convinced that the product we have is nothing short of amazing, you either haven't tried the CBD oil, or you need to start reading some of these testimonies. And I encourage you, go out to the hempworks.com website and go under, I don't know if it's testimonies, I think it's reviews and documentation, those two areas, because it goes through and gives all, we talk about the documentation and the science behind it and the backing of everything why our CBD oil is so much better than everybody else's. All of that is there. Okay. There they are. Now I see both of you. So take the time to go out there. Look at those go to the FAQs you may have to scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's a bunch of little menu items. click on the FAQs. If you have questions, boy, it answers all kinds of things. Why the CO2 processing? Why we use the entire hemp oil, hemp plant, and the difference it makes from doing an isolate. Looking at somebody that may have 1,000 milligrams, and it's an isolate version of CBD oil. The reason that ours is so much better is because the isolate isolates just the CBD and not all of the other chemicals that make up the power in the hemp plant. We use it all. So for our product to get 10 milligrams of pure CBD oil, which I think it turns out is 80% CBD and 10% hemp seed oil, is there's no other fillers, there's no water, there's nothing else within ours and so forth. Oh, and by the way, be sure you shake it before you take it. It's amazing what it does when you get the whole thing. Anyways, go to those FAQs, go to the documentation. It's just like Robert talked about. Raise your belief level. Raise your belief level. When I'm talking to people now, since May to this time, like a new person. My belief level is gone from here, which was good, to here, which is amazing. Okay. Not another example. Like my wife was out with our grandkids and all the neighbor kids that come over to our house, and she had a pool. I did you may have saw the video out there. I did a video of the kids all in the pool and that. And this time of year, for some reason, and this year especially, we've got a lot of yellow jacket hornets running around. She got stung. And I didn't even think about it. First thing she did was run into the house and get some of our relief, put it on the bee sting. Pain went away instantly. She hasn't had any pain whatsoever from it. I don't know. It sounds like a clue.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right. Questions?
Ron, I don't have a question. This is Dawn, but my father's 84 years old and he's going in for knee surgery in a week and a half. And I am so excited to be able to use him as a success story with CBD oil. So I'm heading down there in a little over a week, and I'm going to have him start taking it before he goes in for the surgery. And I'll be watching his progress throughout. So I'm pretty excited to see how this helps him through his process.
That's exciting. Deborah, did you have a question? Oh, you're muted.
Hey, Ron, this is Carlos. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Yeah, sorry, I don't have my camera on. I'm at the gym, and I want to limit the racket in the background. But hey, listen, can you do us a favor, and can you go to hempworks.com and show us exactly what it is you're talking about as far as the testimonials? I think that'll help out everyone a lot here. And plus, anyone that watches the recording, in future, our future leaders as well, that'll help them also, if you can, please.
All right, I will do that. Deborah, you're good to go now.
I wanted to add that with my dog, she's 8 years old as of the 8th, and she's just acting like a puppy. But the other thing that I noticed about this is every year I have a dog and 3 cats, and I always battle fleas. Even with their medicine, I have not seen one flea. I don't know if it's supposed to work for fleas or not, but I have not seen any fleas.
That's amazing.
And I check them every day, so I guess it's got to be that.
Yeah, what's the old saying? I think it was back when I was in the 60s, and that the hits just keep on coming, right? We just all right.
I'd like to, Ron, can I share something too?
Absolutely, Meredith.
So, I've been taking the oil for now a good 2-3 weeks or so. I had a lot of issues with swelling of my ankles for high blood pressure, things of that sort. No swelling. My skin is starting to change. I've dealt with eczema, and the eczema is starting to clear up on my skin. And then I decided to start trying it out on my son. He's 10 or 11 now. And he had a lot of issues with his allergies, with hay fever. lot of sneezing, eyes always itching. And, you know, when he goes outside to play, you know, he'll come in wheezing a little bit and a lot of sneezing. And so for about a week or so now, I've been trying the oil with him. And no sneezing. He's not rubbing his eyes. You know, a lot of energy. I mean, he's always had a lot of energy, but that's even calming down, you know, the energy level. You know, he's not, he acts out, you know, and enjoys life like a little boy should, but, you know, not overly active. And so I just say, you know, God is good and this oil is amazing.
It is. And, you know, and the great thing about it, it's not something that, you know, pharmaceuticals have created or anything like that. It's just, you know, God-given plant. And the sad part is that for thousands of years, it's been the number one herbal medicinal remedy for most of the world. And it wasn't until about 50 years ago that people decided that, you know, they need to start regulating it and make it hard for people to get. And that's changing. That is changing so gradually. So, all right, I'm going to show my screen real quick just so you guys can. All right, can anybody see that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So there are two seconds. If you scroll down to the bottom, wait. Nope. I'm sorry. If you click on reviews, okay. You just get this list of great testimonials of people that, you know, have had some amazing things. Very, very small list, but a list just so you can, you know, some more credibility. Documentation is if someone's saying, you know, if you're talking to somebody and they say, well, yeah, but, you know, do you have any documentation on this? Absolutely. Go here. Third-party testing. This is somebody outside of our company that's doing all the testing. Now, as a former non-chemist, I'm a physics person and math person, so chemistry eludes me. Gas chromatography. I understand enough to know that this is how they determine pureness and exactly what's chemicals and what's involved in what's a part of the final product and so forth. And if you'll notice on your bottles of the CBD oil, there's always a lot number. Okay, and I don't think you can see this, but you might be able to. Right there at the edge. Oops. Okay, that big long number right there, that's a lot number. And that's there because they test every single lot that goes out before it goes out to make sure it meets the high standards that we have. So here's the certificates of analysis, some antimicrobial test data and potency tests, everything that if someone has any questions, say, you know what, documentation beats conversation every time. Go to hempworks.com/your username, click on documentation, check it all out. You know, you'd be amazed how many people will come back and say, yeah, that must mean something. I'm in. You know, I don't know what it all means, but it looks important. So the other thing is down here at the bottom in these quick links, you'll see FAQs. And this is where you can get a lot of questions answered when people start asking you. In other words, what is hemp-derived CBD versus the marijuana side of things? How much CBD oil should I take? How are our products superior? Why are they safe? What's the difference between this and hemp products I buy in the grocery store? And I just had a conversation with a guy who's looking at coming on as a customer because he said, well, what makes this difference for me going to the supermarket? Here's why. And this is what I sent him. I sent him to my HempWorks site, told him to go click on FAQs. In fact, actually, I didn't send him this link because I'm not sure if it doesn't have my username in it. So I directed him where to go to make sure he was on my site. Okay. But you can see, and I encourage you to learn how to pronounce this because I can't. Obi-Wan Kenobi system. There's just a lot of good information here. Obviously, even like Robert said, is it legal? You know, we get that all the time. No, we're selling the illegal drugs and we want you to join us. I don't say that, but that's what I feel when they ask the question, is it legal? You know, here's what kind of testing analysis is performed on your items. You know, where do you source your hemp and CBD from, and so forth. Were you aware that the farm that we use in Kentucky is the only FDA, it's not approved, it's the only FDA, Carlos, help me out, what's that word? I forget what it is.
Is it registered?
Let's see if it says. No.
License, he said.
It's something. It's what somebody say something? I'm sorry.
I think it's licensed, Ron.
It's not. It may be licensed, but it's another word. I know it if I heard it real quick, but and I've got it in my notes.
All right, I'll double check that video from Jenna, and then
Yeah.
I'll send it out to the team and the Deering team Facebook group.
Well, I've 2 seconds, and I'll tell you what it exactly is. It's the only FDA compliant. Okay, it's the only FDA compliant farm in the country. And if you start reading a lot of these FAQs, you'll see that the words FDA are used a lot. FDA compliant farm, FDA procedures in the processing, and all kinds of things that a lot of other people just process it. You know, they just do it on their own or whatever it is. Okay, so go through these FAQs. It's well worth your time and effort to kind of learn what's going on.
Oh, that's a good one.
All right. Anybody else have any questions? We're getting to the top of the hour here. Going once. Samantha, your hand's up. I assume that was for the I got paid question.
Yes, Ron, it was from the I got paid. I'm here still though. No questions. You know what? I do maybe kind of have a question. So
Okay.
You're saying that we don't have to be on auto ship of 90 anymore. You're saying it's really 40?
No.
Okay, explain that one more time for me in a little. I
Okay.
know that you're saying it has to be 90 on both sides, but that doesn't mean that each person has to have 90, has to add up to 90. What about me personally?
There are two things, two ways you can be qualified. One is if you do 40 BV, you're qualified as far as being active. Okay, and what that does for you is that keeps your binary volume from flushing. If you don't stay active, then all that volume that's being accrued for that month will be flushed. That's the only time that you lose that volume. So,
But in order to stay, you're saying you have to have the auto ship on what? In order to keep all of your rankings and everything.
two different questions, and I want to make this clear. You don't have, if someone says, I just don't like auto ships, can I just order manually every month? The answer is yes. There's nothing in the comp plan that dictates you to have an auto ship set up. You just have to personally order so much a month. Okay.
Yeah. What's that amount?
To keep the minimum amount is 40. To maximize the comp plan is 90.
Okay, that's what I need to know. The maximizing the comp plan 90. That's what. Okay, that was the question.
If you're an executive or above and want to keep that executive status, and like Samantha, for you and Miguel, get paid on the 5K level and everything else, you need 90. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Tell Miguel we said hi.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Ron, that just brings up a quick question. Sorry, I thought I was on mute. That just brings up a quick question, Ron, with regards to qualify as an executive on the 90. Is that the same for internationals? Because obviously with the director pack, that qualifies you for all the benefits. So is there any difference there between USA and international markets?
I don't think so. I think the qualification is the same, as far as most of us order a director pack each month if we're executive qualified or 5K and above and so forth. And the difference is that in the international market, people initially can order a director pack and become executive automatically without having to order the executive pack. From that point on, though, the 90 BV is still the requirement to hold that executive rank.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for that.
And understand that, again, I agree with Aaron, and because if everybody was on auto ship and everybody did their auto ship at the beginning of the month, there's certainly a chance if you wait till the end of the month that maybe it won't go through. But again, don't get yourself in such a fear mode that you get all wigged out or anything. If you're going to wait to day 30 or 31 of the month at 11:59 and try to order, yeah, I don't see that being an issue. But if you're going to do it the last week of the month, that's fine. But if you teach your team to do things at the beginning of the month, and I know people get paid at different times, and you want to take that into account. You want to be sensitive to that. What it does for you is that if, let's say I had everybody on the team did their auto ship at the beginning of the month or bought their products, either auto ship or manually in the first week, I would have gotten to 5K and 10K this month a lot faster, right? But it doesn't mean that you still won't get there. Your volume won't go, because my philosophy is this, and I think Robert shares this too, is that just keep working. Just keep working. Just keep bringing people in. Keep working. Even though this is a binary, the more people that you personally sponsor, the more legs that you have that will help you qualify up the ranks. Because each of those personally sponsored people become an enroller leg on your enroller tree, and that's the volume that determines your rank. So if I've got a spread, if I can't have any more, for instance, to get to 5K affiliate, I can't have any more than 2,500 in any one leg. Well, it used to, and most network marketing companies that are binaries, you just have your left and your right. And if you've got a strong right leg, you may be at 10,000 in the right leg, and you can't get to 5K because you've only got 100 in the other. The way that My Daily Choice has done it, it's spread out between everybody that you personally sponsor. So you could have every person just do a little bit and get 5K, just do a little bit more, get 10K, because you've got all these people working together. I've got 37 personals right now, and it makes it a lot easier for you to make it up the ranks if you do that. So don't stop working. Every single month, try to get your 4. Every single month, the goal should be to get your 4 to be qualified for the bonus pool. That should be your goal every single month. If you do it in the first week, that's fine. If you don't, it's one a week. Get one person paid affiliate, new paid affiliate. So you think about it, at the end of a year, 4 times 12, what's that? You've got 48 personals. Makes it a lot easier the next year for you to get up to 10, 25, 50K affiliate, because you've got 48 people building underneath them that are helping you get to where you're going. Now you can start working with your team and building them. My goal is to have, by the end of the year, to have 300 personals. That's my goal. So we'll see how it goes. Okay. Peggy, you have a question?
No, I don't. Not at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Was this a great Saturday meeting with Robert? Anybody not get something out of that?
He was awesome.
Awesome. Totally awesome. The worth staying up till 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning to watch it, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you haven't noticed David's accent, he's from New Zealand. So it is, what, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning now?
It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock in the morning now. Yes.
Yeah. On Sunday. So.
And that's a huge dedication,
That is huge.
We need to get that from everyone,
Seriously.
Join the call, at least watch the recording. But, joining a live call and interacting beats watching any recording, and we just got to get our people, our affiliates, people under us motivated. And this call was phenomenal with Robert Hollis. It's like Ron said, it could have cost you $1,000 just to hear him say just those words in a convention, and we got this for free just because we're in Ron Deering's team, you know, and that was his guest, you know, and we gotta be more interactive in our affiliates. You know, it's not only about what we do, but what everybody in our team does together. You know, I know that sometimes we can't force people or tell people what to do, or people have, you know, arrangements and they can only watch recordings. I get it, but just watching David from New Zealand at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, is so inspirational, because that gives nobody excuses. It really doesn't. You know, and we all have to get our team and us involved into watching and being in the actual live calls, asking questions, interacting with us, you know, and I wish, you know, we get that more and more, and people see the benefit of these calls and just join with us, you know.
I do too. And Karen's exactly right. And how does that happen? With us, the ones that are here, getting out to our people and saying, man, you got to watch the recording. But if you'd have been there live, it would have been a lot more amazing for you.
Is there anybody ticky on here? Because my new person was trying to get on the whole call, and he keeps texting me. He's getting, you are using an unsupported browser. So he's been trying for the last hour to get on.
He has to download the app. He's using the internet. It won't work on a cell phone. He has to download the app.
Okay.
And then you just need these numbers on the top on the Zoom meeting room. It's always the same numbers for Saturdays, the 820 number. And you just say, put join, and it'll say meeting ID, and just give him those numbers. And then he'll be able to join. But he can't use a web browser for Zoom on the cell phone.
Okay. I didn't realize that. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
But if he, even on his laptop and things like that, if you use Chrome, it works. It works. It should work fine. But Karen's right. That number up there, and I tried to make it easy. It's just rondeering.com/Saturday orientation. You know, and that's a direct link to those numbers and that Zoom, and it should launch everything. Now there's Clay. There was Clay. There he is. There's Clay. Going back to what Karen said, and I think Carlos will reiterate this too, is it's one thing to watch the recording, and don't get me wrong, I understand. I'm kind of like David. I'm up every morning at 3:30, 4 o'clock, and that's how I start my day. But I'm not. If you said, hey, we're going to have a webinar at 9 o'clock, or we're going to have a Zoom at 9 o'clock at night, for me that would be like 4 o'clock in the morning, because you know I've been up all day. But it's the difference between the people that want to make it work and the people that don't. And there's the old saying, you know, if you want what others have, you got to do what others won't. And that's what David's doing. He's out. He and I were conversing this morning. So before this ever started, it had to be a couple hours. David, I don't know what time it was that you and I were messaging this morning. So it had to be like 2 or 3 in the morning. At that point.
It was. Yeah, it was.
So, but he and I know that we're this far apart in time, and in fact, he's invited me to come live with him for a while because I haven't ever seen New Zealand.
Anytime, you're welcome. Anytime, you're welcome.
But the power of these live, you can't relate to people. I know they watch it, the recording, but it's a whole together different environment. Seeing, you know, when you're, like I said, I had chills on my arms. I don't know how many of the rest of you may have or whatever, but sitting there and knowing that he's, you know, right there in his living room or office or whatever, talking to us and everything, it has that much more power. And then you put the power behind the words. What he, you know, and that laugh is contagious, right? I mean, it's just amazing, you know?
Yeah.
So, any other questions?
Hey, Ron, this is James. I just want to let you know that I caught the whole meeting. I was just off camera. I was kind of working behind the curtain, the technical side of things, but just reaching out to our team and making sure that they, you know, knew what an exciting guest that we had, Robert Hollis, being here, and it was amazing.
Yes, it
so
was.
Glad for those that were able to make it. Amazing.
It's amazing, and I'm humbled and honored that I reached out to him late last night and said he had reached out to me during the week and asked me when after Thursday when his grandkids had left if he and I could get together and talk and get to know each other and things. And I hadn't even thought, it just, it was one of those, I don't want to call it a vision or whatever, but something that, God put in my head that, boy, wouldn't it be nice for our team if Robert would do and I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm leaving out the power team and Aaron and all that stuff. But I want us to develop an entity also. We've got a good group here, and each team, has that. And if Aaron wants this shared, I will let him know that we did this. And if he wants me to share it with the rest of the group, I have, as the company grows, as every team grows bigger, the company benefits from it, and we all benefit from it. But going back to what Karen said, we need to continue to promote these. And I think I'm going to change it from Saturday orientation to just Saturday training. And because there's a lot of things that come up, and every time we can get a guest speaker on here that is going to give us something new, I'm going to work hard to make that happen, because our team is growing, and it's amazing. We're not only just good looking, we're an amazing team. So, all right, one last time, any questions? It's Saturday. It's beautiful here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's supposed to be 90 again today. So I want everybody to enjoy time. We do this so that we can have the freedom to enjoy time with our family. So,
hi, Ron.
Hi, Nu.
Hello. It's 1:30 a.m. here, and I'm glad to be here with all you guys. I'm so happy. It's a quick idea, right? Because we're all in a team now, and as last quarter, we also suggest we do live stream on video on Facebook, and like when 1 hour, team member do live stream, if we can, at least a few members can join in and make interaction and all the command and lines up, I think that will work well in the video. What do you think?
I didn't catch all of that. You were talking about the live videos and everybody doing the live videos?
Yeah. And then like our team can then, if we are able to jump in and do, an interaction, command and stuff like that. So the audience can see that,
No, exactly. She's exactly right. So if people let everybody know when they're doing, and I'm sorry, I forgot to even mention that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention too. A number of people did their first lives. David did a great one. Nu did a great one. In fact, I was on it. She asked me to join one of her lives that we did. Dawn did a great one. So if you haven't done your live yet, boy, I would certainly encourage you. We're getting some amazing. And if Carlos did his first one. If you let us know, and if we've got the time, we'll try to get on when you're live, but then go back and interact afterwards. Even replay, Facebook likes that. So we need to, as a team, work together and help each other out. Okay. All right, everybody. Again, God bless you. Have an amazing weekend. I am so blessed and thankful that you are all here. Let's get this out. I will try to, it takes a while for Zoom to process it and me to download and all that, but I will try to get it up by no later than this afternoon, and just get the word out. This was an amazing training. So love you guys.
Awesome, Ron. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye, you guys. Have a
Bye
wonderful
now.
day. Bye-bye.